You know, when Supercrawl 2018 came around, I wanted to use that as an opportunity to reach out and try to engage with the Supercrawl community to ask them really sort of two basic questions. What's your emergency? Like, in the sense that, what are you most concerned about in your daily life? And everybody was free to answer however they felt was the most appropriate. But it was really about trying to understand like what people were worried about. And so we did that through the construction of the beacon and in conjunction with all of my co-hosts. And so for those of you that you know, weren't there, so there was always 3 or 4 of us sort of working to reach out. And we understood our role within Project Emergency 2018 at Supercrawl was really to ask the question and then to listen. That was a big part of it, just to listen and to collect people's responses and use those to try to figure out where we're at.
Okay. Is that a good one? Yeah.
So last year, you know, we asked people what are they most concerned about, and as most of us should probably know right by now, the top categories were they were concerned about the environment, they were concerned about safety, that's safe streets, personal safety, they were concerned about health, and health is their own personal health, the health of their family, but also healthcare. It's all kind of bundled into sort of one heading there. So the way it's going to work this year is, this year it's all about action. We really want to find out, okay, so you've said that you're concerned about these 3 things. Well, how concerned are you? Like, what are you willing to do about it? And would you make a pledge to actually say, yeah, I'm going to do something, right? So that's really what we're doing here. Is we're trying. This is a call to action. That's why it's Emergency Part 2, Structures of Action, because it's really, by the time we're done here Sunday night, the beacon will visually represent the community's sort of commitment to these 3 topics and what they're willing to actually get out and do about it. And so how that's going to work is, I'm going to have these large decals, and they're actually going to be mounted to the top of the tables that are going to be inside our tent, so you'll have always reference to these. The host will also have a clipboard, which has the same setup on it with the color schemes. And essentially what happens here is, you know, when people come up, we say, hey, you want to be involved in an art project? You know, hopefully they say yes, and we tell them about last year and the categories, ask them maybe, you know, which one are they most concerned about? And let's say they say health, right? You know, I'm concerned about health. You say, okay, well, you know, that's great. But what are you willing to do about it? Like, what are you willing to do about it? And so level 1, you'll see here, is the color white. Level 2 is blue. Level 3 is yellow. So and the way that works is they say, okay, I'm concerned about health, and take a tech break is level 3. Take a tech break, create some no screen time daily. So they say, you know what, yeah, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to pledge that I'm going to do that. So then what I would do is I'd get the yellow, and let me go over here to health. I would go to the yellow, and this is my, this is a permanent vinyl adhesive. I'd get a piece of yellow, and I'd give them a Sharpie, and I'd say, okay, sign your name. This is your pledge saying that you're going to do you're going to take a tech break every single day or on a regular basis. You know, you can have a discussion about that. They're going to sign their name onto that yellow, and then you're going to ask them to draw any shape they want around their signature. And then they're going to give it to you as the host, and as the host, you're going to cut it out in the shape that they've drawn, and then you're going to give it to me. And then I'm going to take that piece of yellow that has their signature on it, and I'm going to permanently adhere it to the beacon. Now, one additional new element for 2019 was, you know, the beacon had this yellow stage around the base of it, right? And, you know, being a performance festival with so much going on, you know, I really wanted to activate that space. So what I ended up doing was I was able to collaborate with the Hamilton Youth Poets. And so the summer before, so the summer of 2019, we collected a series of impact statements. And, you know, I worked with some of my partners to reach out to people to say, to give them an opportunity to sort of tell us how these sort of 3 top categories, environment, health, and safety, have impacted them. And we collected about 30 statements. And so those impact statements were given to the youth poets. And the youth poets used those to craft a series of performances that then they gave throughout the Supercrawl weekend from the yellow base of the sculpture.
My lap becomes the ground, an uncomfortable place to fall, but it's still somewhere to stand.
I've been hissing and spitting and I've made a budget of fuss, so why aren't you listening?
I'm traveling across a raging sea, hungry for bodies, yearning for the taste of panic-stricken soul with no promise of actually meeting land again.
A man motivated by elevation. Discrimination don't faze me. Oppression don't change me. Ain't nothing that can faze me. Who am I but a king? Thank you.